Well, hello, beautiful hearts, and welcome to the final episode of season 5. Season 5. I'm Deb Crowe, and as always, I'm just so honored that you're here with me, whether you're out walking or driving or sipping your coffee or just taking a moment for yourself. Thank you for pushing play. Today's episode, I want to be a little bit different. I've written a bit of a speech, if you will, because I have so many things that I want to share with you. And I really wanted to take this moment to pause and reflect and gently close out the chapter of the season with my heart, with intention, and with honesty. So we've got a bit of a reflection and realignment happening. And season 5 has been one of depth and discovery for me. We have welcomed incredible guests from all over the world. We have unpacked tough questions. We have held space for meaningful conversations around leadership, humanity, and the power of aligning to that inner leader, that inner compass. And now it's time to model what I often coach and what I wrote about in the Heart-Centered Leadership Playbook about managing the inner leader. And sometimes the strongest and most emotional, intelligent thing we can do is pause. Not because we're tired, although sometimes we are. Not because we're finished, because our work is never really finished, but because we know that rest and alignment and space are not luxuries. They're leadership practices. Let's just pause on that one for a minute. In my book, The Heart-Centered Leadership Playbook, I write about the power of a heart-centered pause. It's not about stepping away, it's about stepping within. So this summer, I'm going to do exactly that. We are pressing pause on the podcast, not as an ending, but an honoring for myself, for my team. It's a reset, and it's an intentional act of emotional intelligence in action. So emotional intelligence tells us that self-awareness and self-management are concepts, but they're actually daily practices. And they're in the choices that we make when no one's watching. They are in the way we respond to burnout before it happens. And it's how we choose to rest, not as a reaction, but as a strategy. So looking back on season 5, I have so much gratitude for every guest who showed up authentically, for every conversation that made me think, that made you think, and for every listener, you who chooses to lead from your heart. You've heard me say it before, and I'll say it again. Leadership is not a title, it's a choice. And you continue to choose it in your families, in your businesses, in your communities. So from my heart to yours, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being curious. Thank you for doing the hard and heart-centered work of growing your inner leader. So what's next? Well, over the summer, I'm going to refill my cup. I'm going to work with my team, and we're going to dream up what season 6 is going to look like. And we're leaning into some themes that are calling to me right now: restoration, connection, intentional living. I may also be sitting with some discomfort because rest isn't always easy for me. Maybe you can relate to that. But in this intentional pause, I'll be listening deeply to what wants to emerge next for the show. And when we return in September, I promise you we'll come back renewed, recharged, and ready to bring you more stories, more wisdom, more insights. And let's elevate the conversation to honor your journey. So before I sign off, I want to leave you with an intention and also fill you in on a secret. This summer, make time for silence for yourself. Make space for stillness. Listen to your inner leader and ask yourself these 3 questions. What do I need right now? Not to perform, but to be whole. Where can I replace striving with stillness? And lastly, what would a summer of alignment look like for me? This is your permission to pause, not because it's summer, but because you're worth the restoration. And the secret I want to share is I've started my next book. And it's going to deep dive and be a continuation of the Heart Centered Leadership Playbook. That's all I can share. So I'm going to close for now. I want to send you all the grace, all the love, and a big heart centered thank you. Please be kind to yourself, stay curious, and as always, continue to lead with your heart. I'm losing my voice, and I will be back here and seeing you in September. Take care.